if you can succeed in being less wrong most of the time, you're doing great.
That's a great way of putting it. Aspire to be less wrong. And
Yeah.
then how do you say the name?
X, the letter X. The AE is like pronounced Ash. A12 is my contribution.
Oh, why A12?
Archangel 12, the precursor to the SR-71, coolest plane ever. You could recall everything, just like it's a movie.
Crystal clear.
Including the entire sensory experience.
Emotions. Everything.
Everything. And play it back.
All right, let's restart. Get on the head. All right, welcome to podcast breakdown number 11. This is where I take clips from podcasts and talk about what I think about them, or just what other people think about them. Maybe they're special guests sometimes. I don't know. Today we're looking at Elon Musk, Joe Rogan, round 2. 0 blunts were smoked this time, but we're still drinking. All right, they talk about a lot of cool stuff this episode, so why don't we just get into it, all right? Is that cool with you? You know Elon's selling all this stuff, right?
Now, you're in the middle of this strange time where you're selling your houses. You say you don't want any material possessions, and I've been seeing all that, and I've been really excited to talk to you about this.
Yeah.
Because it's an interesting thing to come from a guy like yourself.
Recently, billionaire has become the thing to hate. I don't know why. It's probably just a bunch of socialists getting upset.
I think possessions kind of weigh you down. They're kind of an attack vector. He'll say, "Hey, billionaire, you got all this stuff." Like, well, now I don't have stuff. Now what are you gonna do?
Attack vector meaning like people target it.
Yeah.
Interesting. Yeah.
Elon literally just takes ammo out of people's guns. You're gonna talk shit about me for having lots of stuff? Well, now I got nothing, baby. What are you gonna talk shit about now?
Did you have a moment where, is this something this idea of getting rid of your material possessions, is this something that built up over time? Or did you have a moment of realization where you realized that?
Yeah, I've been thinking about it for a while. Part of it is like I have a bunch of houses, but I don't spend a lot of time in most of them. And that doesn't seem like a good use of assets. Like somebody could probably be enjoying those houses and get better use of them than me. So
don't you have Gene Wilder's house?
Also, just like his other perspective of how I have all these things, but I don't really use any of them. I'm sure someone else could get a lot more enjoyment and use out of it. You gotta appreciate Elon for that mindset. All right, next we're talking about NeuralLink.
Give me that camera. NeuralLink is definitely one of Elon Musk's craziest ideas. It's basically an implant that goes straight into your brain, but the way he breaks it down makes it feel like the technology is right around the corner.
And we're already a cyborg to some degree, right? Because you've got your phone, you've got your laptop,
glasses.
You got your
Sure.
electronic devices.
Yeah.
We're already partly a cyborg or an AI symbiote. Essentially, it's just that the data rate to the electronics is slow. So if you can solve the data rate issue and especially output but input too, then you can improve the symbiosis that is already occurring between man and machine.
So basically we're like 5 to 10 years away from this whole full symbiosis thing, and check out exactly what that means for our capabilities.
I mean, you literally could fundamentally change the way human beings interface with each other.
Yes. You wouldn't need to talk. But you could probably, in a situation like this, you would be able to it would be kind of like the Matrix. You want to speak a different language, no problem.
Right.
We'll just download the program.
Whew.
You could also save state. And
Save state?
Save state, like save your brain state, like a saved game in a video game.
Whoa.
But Elon's most interesting perspective definitely has to do with the fact that AI is going to evolve with or without us.
Like AI is getting better and better. So now let's assume it's sort of like a benign AI scenario. Even in a benign scenario, we're kind of left behind. We're not along for the ride.
But don't worry because
it's optional.
I don't know what just happened, but it felt real nerdy. All right, this next clip fires me up.
I do think in the United States especially, there's an overallocation of talent in finance and law. Basically, too many smart people go into finance and law.
I went to school for finance. No, not because I think I'm smart. It's because I was told that's where you go to make crazy money. And I was like, hey, I want to make crazy money one day. I'm going to do finance.
So, this is both a compliment and a criticism. We should have, I think, fewer people doing law and fewer people doing finance and more people making stuff.
I hated it. I spent my whole university life trying to convince myself this is sick, but it was nowhere close to what I actually wanted to do.
Well, I think that people are kind of learning that, particularly because of this whole pandemic and this relationship that we have with China, that there's a lot of value into making things here.
Yes, somebody's got to do the real work,
Yeah.
and
Luckily, I was able to bail on the finance path and go to the creation side of things through this podcast company I'm trying to start with my friends, and through this, my YouTube presence. That's when life got unreal.
like making a car, it's an honest day's living, that's for sure. Or making anything really, or providing a valuable service, like providing good entertainment, good information. These are all valuable things to do.
If I can give one piece of advice, go make more stuff. All right, homies, that's all the clips we have today. I'm gonna end this with a couple points. All right, you remember when this happened? Apparently, this is the reason why.
We think what happened was that when Franz hit the door with the sledgehammer, but we think that cracked the corner of the glass. Once you crack the corner of the glass, then it's game over.
You didn't get mad though.
No,
You didn't Steve Jobs it.
This is my first time having a guest on. What'd you think? Good guest? Bad guest? Should I do it more? Should I do it less? I like having my friends on. It's kind of cool. Man, I don't know about you, but listening to this podcast, can't wait till I can afford to buy a Tesla.
we just did a software update where it'll do like a cheetah stance. So so it's because it's got a dynamic air suspension, so it lowers the back.
Please subscribe so I can do that one day. All right, I just thought this was kind of interesting. Check this out. When he first went on Joe Rogan's podcast, our Tesla stock ended up going way down. But this time, May 7th, May 8th, stock ended up going up. Dude, I swear he did it on purpose. Just listen to this last little clip.
All right, that should get a little play.
That was great.
All right, that's all I got. If you're a good guy, you're gonna subscribe. And after that, just go listen to more podcasts, all right? Peace.
Here are the headlines.
And then there's cigarettes.
So, oh man, cigarettes will really kill you.
That's a weird one, right? We're
Yeah.
terrified of this disease that we're projected could potentially kill 100, if not 200,000 Americans this year. With cigarettes, kill 500,000. And you don't hear a peep out of any politician. There's no one running for Congress that's trying to ban cigarettes. There's no one running for Senate that wants to put some education plan in place that's going to stop cigarettes in their tracks.